Quote by Winwood Reade, The Martyrdom of Man, 1871. Rome lived on its principle till ruin stared it in the face. Industry is the only true source of wealth, and there was no industry in Rome. By day, the Ostia road was crowded with carts and muleteers, carrying to the great city the silks and spices of the East, the marble of Asia Minor, the timber of the Atlas, the grain of Africa and Egypt, and the carts brought out nothing but loads of dung. That was their return cargo. Quote attributed to Irvin S. Cobb in Respectfully Quoted, a dictionary of quotations requested from the Congressional Research Service, 1989. If I wanted to go crazy, I would do it in Washington because it would not be noticed. Imperial City on the Potomac Swamp. Like ancient Rome, Washington, D.C. is an imperial city. The capital of the United States produces laws, Supreme Court decisions, regulations in the Federal Register, circulars from the Office of Management and Budget, $1 trillion of contracts a year, gossip, scandal, and punditry. All of these products are not dung. Well, not exactly. But their value has, in recent years, become increasingly questionable. First, a point of clarification. The city is usually not called Washington except by out-of-towners. It is D.C., or the district to the locals. And despite this convention, some congressmen who have held office for decades still affect a folksy, fake populist cant in their Jeremiahs against the city they have operated in most of their adult lives, and perpetually run for re-election while deploring those pointy-headed bureaucrats in Washington. A few years ago, there was a fad among Republican politicians to denounce any spending their constituents or K Street contributors didn't like as Washington spending. Sometime during the 1980s, the Beltway, the 64-mile-long interstate highway encircling the Capitol, came to be used as shorthand for the political culture of Washington. Inside the Beltway gradually became the description of an out-of-touch, undoubtedly liberal, elitist snob and the political philosophy he adhered to. Although the actual Beltway had been completed by the mid-1960s, the Reagan administration represented the first mass influx of political operatives who self-consciously viewed themselves as political outsiders and made their aversion to a supposed Beltway mindset a proud talking point, despite the large number of them, like Michael Deaver and Kenneth Duberstein, who remained in Washington for decades to cash in.